What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 for 2, your sports podcast for the culture, by the voices of the culture. I'm your host, Keith, and I'm here, as always, with my brother Nell, and we are back on the pod today, man. Season 4, episode 28. Let's get it. Nell, my brother, what's going on, man?
Good to see you, brother. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm cool, man. Tired, but I'm here. We're on the pod today, All-Star Weekend just ended. The little NBA mini break is almost over. I'm itching to get to Thursday, man. Get back to some NBA. No sports. The lull. It's college basketball's on, but man, I'm excited to see some guys get back to the NBA. So, how's your weekend? Chill.
Very chill. Very chill. Good times. Good times.
Indeed. Gotta love it. You watched the All-Star game?
I did. I didn't watch it live. It's kind of busy, but I did catch it.
Did you watch all of the events?
I did.
All right. Well, let's hop right into it then, man.
Let's talk about it.
Feeling All-Star Weekend, man? You had, what was it? Saturday night. My Knicks. You saw Team Knicks to go on the Shooting Stars. I heard that was your favorite, your favorite competition that night.
It was solid.
Yeah, it might have fixed Cat's jumper. I don't know. He took that on from that to the All-Star game. I was like, hey, Cat might be shooting it again. You had that. You had the dunk contest. Dame Dollar wins the 3-point contest. Dunk contest was won by my guy Kashard Johnson. You know much about him?
No, first time I ever seen him in my life. It's that dunk contest.
I only know about him because of his college years. But yeah, dunk contest was interesting, right? My man Jace Richardson.
Hope he's all right.
Then they say my boy got concussed. I think. If he did get concussed, still crazy. Didn't make it happen. Jackson Hayes over here posting his dunks next to Jordan.
Got to be able to laugh at yourself.
Bro, what a time, man. What you think about Saturday night, man?
Well, don't forget to skip Friday night when VJ took home the Rising Stars MVP. I like how you wanted to skip over that, but you made sure to get your Knicks talking. So
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even get to watch that game on Friday, so that's kind of why I'm sorry.
Those were pretty good. They were competitive too. So they set the tone for the entire weekend. So I thought it was pretty good, but
go watch.
I thought it was like at the same time as good as I enjoyed most of the events. It was just kind of like sad and embarrassing. Like the stands on Saturday night, they looked pretty damn empty.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that just like the energy just didn't really feel like it was all the way there.
They're pricing out the fans, man.
Yeah, just like the emphasis on I just felt like I heard so many conversations over the weekend and during the broadcast of each event talking about competition and competing in this All-Star game and trying to see, the All-Stars go out there and compete. And I just thought it was sad that we had to keep reiterating the fact that we hope that they compete tonight. I just thought, and credit to them. I thought they did compete. I thought the games were fun and entertaining, and guys showed up. Especially Wemby and Ant and Kawhi. So shout out to them for showing up. I just thought it was kind of just embarrassing that we had to keep emphasizing competing, and guys had to keep walking into the locker room and giving them speeches on competing and trying to compete. It's just made for a nasty kind of just talk around the league lately. So
yeah,
I thought it was solid, but I just felt like that part kind of kept it back for me. And then also, I mean, look, NBC, first year back on NBC. Me personally, I missed Shaq and Kenny and Chuck and the TNT crew.
Yeah.
For All-Star Weekend, that's just peak TV and entertainment for me outside of what goes on the court. Melo and Vince and T-Mac are great, but it's just a different kind of entertainment with Shaq and Charles and the TNT crew. So I thought we missed those guys this year, but overall I thought it was cool. You did have the gosh, who was performing at Ludacris when
It was
the
ludicrous.
mic went out?
Yeah.
I was just like, come on, man, this is just too, it was just like too embarrassing, yo. It was getting
No.
bad then. It's like, man,
It
my
was.
man can't even get his audio right.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely unique. That was an experience. The game itself, the format. I think it was a lot of. I think it was cool, right? I think the USA guys were very very intent on defeating the world team, right? I think it was a lot of talk about that. Um,
The format was solid.
yeah, but I mean, it also like it kind of made it pointless. Like if that was the case, right? Like if it was just the USA guys really wanted to beat the world. I mean, yeah, I guess you
That's
could
why I
have just
think we need to
did.
go back to East West,
Yeah,
personally.
yeah,
Because at the
yeah,
end of the day, like I said, it was a good game. Like all the games were good, except for obviously the last one, the Stripes, the OGs. They kind of ran out of gas against the young crew at the end. But at the end of the day, it was just the effort that they put in. Like the format doesn't matter. It's
yeah.
just
I
about them
like I
going
like that
out
it's only
and
one
putting
quarter
on
though.
effort.
I like that it's
Like
one
it
quarter.
helped, but
It
I
give
don't know. For
you
me, that's what made it weird. Like because
you
the
didn't like
rotations were just kind of weird. Like
yeah,
you want to
you
get
play
people
to
in,
go to
but
the
at the same
bag
time,
and
you only play in one quarter, so you bring in the
yeah,
bench in towards the end. But that's also the end of the game. So like it was just kind of weird. I'd rather have just 4 quarters, a full 48-minute game, East
yeah.
West,
East West would be
just
cool.
with that kind of effort. That's all you need.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it
But
in the showmanship of the game overall. And very entertaining, right? I think, well, obviously Wimby's a spectacle in himself, so anything he does is really cool, right? And obviously all the guys echoed him. He really brought the energy to the All Star game. Crazy they got swept. They didn't beat anybody.
yeah,
But granted though, that world team was trash outside of Wimby in terms of overall, right? Like the NBA,
Jokic and Luca only
you,
played a couple
yeah, they played the
minutes.
first
Shea
game
out,
and that
Giannis
was it.
out.
Right, and then after that, like it's like we said, like it could just be East West because it felt like early on they were trying to stretch to make sure they had the U.S. and world thing covered. And it's like you got Cat over there, like okay, Norman Powell over there, Shangoon, like just they didn't really match up as well in terms of overall All Star standpoint. You know, but it was cool, right? I think it was nice to see those guys. I think we had more showmen, right? Like the Kyries, we missed that, right? Where you just get
Yeah.
the one on
Somebody
one
go 1-on-1, like get
Kyrie.
in your bag.
They tried to do it a little bit. They had like it was like a stretch. I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Ant and KD. I think they went back and
Yeah,
forth
that
for
was
like
fun
maybe
when
yeah,
they was going at each other 1-on-1. Kawhi
yeah,
when he scored like, was it 10 straight or something like that? Like that was good. Like it was
yeah,
entertaining. Guys were playing
yeah,
some defense out there. So it was cool. Good games.
yeah. It's solid,
Fox
man.
had the buzzer beater,
He did.
clutch man of the year. So yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy to think about that. Though, like to your point about the rotations, like we saw De'Aaron Fox do that, and then he kind of just didn't really do nothing else really the rest of the night. He kind of barely played. It was like, damn, okay. I mean,
Yeah, it's
it's
just
still cool
it
though.
made the
Yeah,
rotations kind of weird.
yeah. I think East West will be fun. I think they got enough. I think it's enough heat, enough beef going on around the league now. They don't even really need beef, but just guys to hoop. But speaking of beef, though, another highlight of the night, my boy KD Burner getting leaked right before the game on Saturday.
I
Or
saw
was
that.
it
I
Sunday?
was like
It was,
was trying to catch up on that.
bro.
I didn't really
You
see
gotta
what was
read it.
going on.
You
But then
gotta
they say
read
that
it,
wasn't
bro.
his. Like it wasn't
You gotta
he
go read
lying.
it. You should go read it.
I saw the one
It-
about Curry and film.
yeah, he said that he called Russ a triple double cocaine bear.
Yo, no he didn't. Yo, no he didn't.
Yes, he did, bro. He said they were talking about guards. They were like asking him about guards and that he had played with and stuff. And he was like, I never really felt like Kyrie was trying to compete with me. He was like, but that light skin and the triple double cocaine bear definitely did definitely try. So
I don't
it's
believe it.
hilarious. No, it if it is actually Kevin Durant, which I do believe it is, that's a funny nigga. That's a funny.
That's too funny. Cocaine Bear is
Bro,
crazy.
you gotta
All
read
right.
that, yeah, man. But
Yeah,
definitely
I got
fun.
you.
And then of course he was in there playing KD. It's crazy to think though, man. We're getting to the point where LeBron and Kevin Durant, like these guys are about to not be playing in the All Star game, anymore. They're gonna be on soon. That's crazy. That's really
Changing
crazy
of the
to me.
guard.
Yeah, definitely a change of guard. What Ant say, they paved the way. You got to pay him back with BTA. That's what he says. So, shout out to Ant, man. He's really taking it on. I think he recovered, from his All Star. Uh, what was it? What was it? Walt said that he shot with his left hand that time, that whole game or
Yeah,
so.
and then he came out and said, nobody really cares about the All-Star game. So I'm happy
Yeah,
to see that he, took it serious and won the All-Star game MVP. Like, you know, it's a nice achievement. Like a lot of the greats have won All-Star game MVP. Like it's not
yeah,
I don't think it's a nothing thing. Like it's a cool award to have amongst a peer of greats.
yeah.
And he went out there and he balled. So I like it.
Definitely, man. Kawhi stamped himself, man, across the league. Y'all better stop playing with Kawhi. Him and
Almost
him
wasn't
and
an All-Star.
and that's
Crazy
a
to think.
shame. It's crazy to think, and he stole the show. So shout out to him. We talked about the old guys changing the guard. LeBron James been getting a lot of heat lately, man. People talking about blame him for ruining All Star Weekend. I think Stephen A. or something was saying he was the first person to mess it up with like never doing a dunk contest and things of that sort. Um, how you feel about that, man? Do you think this is LeBron's fault?
Yeah, I think just in general with the OGs, with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry included, I feel like it's just been a lot of unnecessary talk and strays thrown their way. I mean, even with the dunk contest, a lot of people say, look, I don't like LeBron for never competing in it, especially when he's on the sideline. What was it, 2009, and he goes, I'm throwing my hat in the dunk contest for next year. I'll be there. Like you teased us,
Yeah,
okay?
that
So like,
sucked.
yeah, I'm always be salty for that, but I don't think we can necessarily blame him for the quality of the dunk contest that we get nowadays. And I don't think
Yeah,
it's a star power thing either. Like, yeah, it was great that, the Michael Jordans, the Dr. J's, the Dominique Wilkins, Kobe's, like it was great that they all decided to step in and be part of the dunk contest and win and put on great performances. Vince Carter, um, but like there's not that many
yeah,
superstars that really entered the dunk contest. Like some of the greatest dunk contest winners and participants weren't superstars. Andre Iguodala, who got robbed of a dunk contest, not a superstar. Nate Robinson, three-time winner, never a superstar. Gerald Green, um, you know, T Mac, that was only like his second year. He wasn't an all star when he entered the dunk contest. So I mean, you have a ton of instances. Jason Richardson, Amari Stoudemire, like, these guys were, maybe young and up and coming players, but they weren't Jordan Dominique. Like we didn't have that kind of star power. That's probably the only time we've really had that kind of star power in the dunk
yeah,
contest. Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin. Even Blake Griffin was a rookie then, like he was great, but we never. You don't really see established superstars like in the dunk contest like that. It's just
yeah,
really the quality of in-game dunkers and creative dunkers. Like those those dudes are just kind of gone. Like Zach LaVine,
yeah.
Aaron Gordon, a classic show like that. You just don't really have dunkers like that
Yeah, and I
anymore.
mean, it's kind of just with the changing of the NBA too, right? Like, I think you think about the dunk contest, and those were like those guys that were competing were like the best athletes in the NBA, right? Like that's kind of how it went. And now it's like everybody's a good athlete in the NBA. Like that's the standard, right? You got to be a good enough athlete. So it's like the best dunks that we see in game are, they're the in game ones that you're not expecting. Like when you see Ant just take off and like, but you like Ant's not gonna go do a dunk contest, right? Like he just, it's no point, right? You talking about how John Morant and those guys like Zion Williamson, they're not going to. And it's
Zion
just
should. Well, he
he
could
he
have.
should have. I think
He
I
should
think his
have.
window.
Yeah.
I think his window for it has kind of passed. I mean,
Because
I
we've
just
seen
think the
his
dunk
we've seen
contest
his
in general
bag.
is
We've seen his bag, so we know he got
right,
some
right.
stuff in him.
We know he got it. And I mean, it sucks. I was listening to Draymond Green talking about it. And he was like, letting G Leaguers into the All Star and how he thinks that's stupid and talk about like Mac McClung and those things. It's like, I mean, your best dunkers for that kind of competition are probably at that level, right? They probably are, but so it's like then it begs the question of, should we continue on with the dunk contest in general, right? Is there some other competition? Obviously, we've all been talking about it. Everybody's talking about it now with the one-on-one thing. Obviously, I think
Never gonna happen.
it sounds good, right? They're trying to say, oh, James Harden said he'd be down. Giannis said he'd be down. Somebody, I think Ant said he'd be down. It's like, yeah, but you're not gonna
Y'all
do
see them
that.
women after they one of them lose 11-0. Come on, yo. Come on, yo. If one of
Hey,
these NBA
they
All
gonna do
Stars go out here and
security, bro.
lose eleven
Hey,
nothing, they ego gonna be so hurt.
let Dylan Brooks end up in a one-on-one game with somebody. Y'all don't understand. Them games is not going to end. It'd be awesome. It would be awesome.
It'd be
A
great to
lot of them
see.
games, you'd have to really like. It sucks 'cause if you incentivize it with money, it's gonna get nasty. Like it's gonna get nasty. It'd be a lot of fun. Definitely like
It would
must
be
see
great for the
TV.
fan. It would
But
be great for the fan.
it's gonna be a lot of stuff in that. Like dudes are getting off the court fight. At least I would. Like Giannis power dribble into me 3 times in a row and then dunk on me, and I lose 11-0 in front of the whole world. He's gonna have to see somebody. But nonetheless, it would be cool, for something else like that. But I think the dunk contest is just, it's kind of lost its luster a little bit. It's just, I think it's a thing of the past. Honestly, a lot of crazy dunks that you see now, like you've seen them before, right? Like it's not the same as
Creativity
yeah, it's
is
hard.
lost in the NBA right now.
It's hard. It's hard. So I think Matt McClung posted some dunks that he
Those
was
were
posting to
creative.
do, and
Those was
they were good.
it was some shit I never seen
But
before.
y'all don't want the G League guys in it, right? Because it's not celebrate. It's not for them. So, you know, uh, good luck to him, man. I think. Oh, I did want to say though, the 3-point contest. You saw Dame. I hope that was real. I think Dame was posting about real shooters and Steph and Clay and them saying that they were gonna get in there with 4 other real
And
shooters.
Book,
Yeah, Book in there too. That'd be fun. That like. I mean, I thought the 3-point contest was a lot of fun. I think it's
I mean, the three
interesting.
point contest is always solid.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
it's cool.
Book put on a show. Dane put on a show.
I love the NBA trying to help the big guys out, man. But unless it's my boy Carlito, leave him
Who?
out.
Oh,
Bobby,
Bobby Portis. Yeah,
Bobby went down
that was a
there.
strange pick. Strange
Yeah,
pick.
just weird. So, but I'd love to see something like that, man. Put those guys in there, Dame and them. Shout out to Dame, man. Excited for
Yeah,
his
that's
return
it.
next year. Yeah,
Steph and Clay. That's always going to be good competition. So and
yeah.
Dane,
Gotta get
3-time
that one
winner.
before Steph and Clay get up out of
Yeah.
there. Um,
But back to LeBron.
yeah,
It's too much hate going around. Like to me, LeBron's one of the guys in the All Star games. I feel like it's one of the most entertaining. Still plays. Obviously, I mean the guy is 41 years, so we can't expect him to go too hard. He can't lead the charge every All Star game, but I always feel like LeBron puts on a decent performance. I mean, I don't know where he ranks among All Star game points, but I mean, I'm sure the guy's up there. He's played in 22 of them probably.
I think I saw something say he's like lost 11 in a row or something. It was something stupid.
I don't think
It
that's
doesn't
true.
really matter. Right? I don't think it could be possible.
I don't think
If
that's true.
LeBron's really lost 11 straight All Star games,
He won the Kobe one, where like the target score was the 24. He won that one.
I remember that one. Let me see. I'm probably not gonna be able to find it.
He was like undefeated in like the drafts, like when they were drafting teams. Like he was winning a lot of
Really?
those. I feel like it was always his teams that were winning.
What's 2023? Why did they have a random All Star game resume for 2023? In 2023, he had 10 wins, third all time in All Star game assists.
Look, he's gonna give you a couple athletic plays. Back in the day, he used to get the alley oops. Like to me, it's the Lucas and like KD brought up. It's the Lucas and the Jokers that have really made the game a disgrace.
Yeah, and they don't care at all.
And like I said, we talked about the showmanship. Like, I saw someone, say that, the biggest difference in the All-Star game now is the play style and the game style. And yeah, it's just, like I said, I saw someone post the clips of the 2001 All-Star game and they say, oh, don't compare. Look at these highlights and where's the defense at here, and don't let anyone tell you that All-Star games were competitive. Even though regarded as one of the greatest All-Star games ever, but you see Shaq on a fast break doing a 360. You got T-Mac, and you got Vince throwing the ball off the backboard. Iverson crazy layups and like just that kind of creativity. Like you said, the game missing Kyrie. Kyrie getting into his bag. Pulling out his fancy dribbles. Something just creative. We just get nothing but pull up threes and step back threes and then if someone
Yeah,
does do a dunk, it's just a little basic two-hand rim grazer. Like, what am I supposed to do with
yeah.
that?
You might get a little hand show off the handle a little bit, and then it's an
Yeah.
easy lay. Like
So then
okay.
you don't get a game in the fourth quarter, and yeah, guys are just pretty much mailing it in because it's not close. So that's just boring to watch. So I mean, I feel like it's nothing you can do about that. But the intensity of the All Star game this weekend was pretty good. Like I said,
Yeah,
it's all about the effort that the players put in, and I think to
yeah,
single that out to just one LeBron James, who I think has been one of the greatest ambassadors of the game ever, and I feel like always brought it in All Star games. I feel like he's never shortchanged us in that regard and the entertainment regard there. So I feel like he's the wrong person to single out in this one just because of a decision not to be in the dunk contest or whatever other reason that they want to bring up. I mean, he's
yeah.
always there. He's always available. He's
He
the
don't
king.
miss one.
Yeah,
He'll make sure he doesn't miss it. And I think that's something like you said. Like the All Star game is for the fan, right? And he makes sure that through hell and high water, he's out there somehow playing, entertaining, trying to get back to the game. So it is pretty absurd. A lot of LeBron James slander is kind of outrageous these days. Like
I just think it's so
he
crazy.
just
There's 24 All Stars every year,
and
and to single
it's
out one
always
guy
it's
as the
always
reason that the
him.
games
It's
have
always
become
him.
lackadaisical
Yeah.
and non-competitive and just not entertaining.
I'm,
That is
I'm
insane to
sure
me.
you could find. I'm sure you could probably pull and find 50% of the roster that cares less about the game than LeBron does, if not more. Like he's probably up there in terms of at least like you said the show part of it, right? Like we're out here playing. I'm gonna get on a fast break, give me one. I'm gonna throw a lob.
I'm
Like
gonna throw a lob. I'm gonna hit you with
I'm
this
a
reverse. I'm gonna hit you with
oh,
this
it's time to get a
windmill.
stop. Let me get a real quick stop. Pin a shot off the glass. Get a fast break going. Like that's he always been on that. And I mean, even this one, he hit like a crazy deep. He hit the fuck you three,
Yeah,
big time in the
like
clutch too. Yeah,
I've never looked at LeBron James and said, he's been one of the reasons. Now, like, you got the situation with Kobe where, he passed up, a couple of shots in the fourth quarter when they were trying to go mano a mano. Like, yeah, that sucks. You didn't see that, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, because of that moment, the All Star game is forever tarnished. No, plenty of good All Star games after that. LeBron is I'm pretty sure won a couple of All Star Game MVPs following that too. So, I mean, the guy puts on a show.
yeah.
That's just ridiculous to me to slander LeBron, the great LeBron James, in that way.
Yeah, we don't know. We're not gonna know what we missed until it's gone, man, or what we
Yeah,
had till it's gone. So people better stop playing games and embrace it. Like we said, he's penciled in there every year until he wants to stop doing this. So leave him out of it. Uh man, other problems that Adam Silver has though, coming out of the All Star break, uh, tanking. A lot of people consider that to be atop the issues in the NBA. I think it is up there. I think, along with the overall game itself and the fan experience, right? And I think all three of those things kind of go hand in hand, right? As a fan, if I gotta pay $500, $600 to get into a game, and then I get there and my guy's not playing because we not trying to win, or I'm just watching awful trash in front of me, that doesn't make sense, right? So they have a couple of problems. Adam Silver has a big list of things he needs to iron out in the NBA in general. But we're gonna focus on tanking today, and what how do you feel about tanking overall, and how would you fix it if you were Adam Silver?
fixing it is almost just an impossible thing to figure out and a solution to come up with. Um, I'm torn between tanking because as you know, as a Sixers fan, the process, we are notorious for tanking. Probably one of the most famous tank jobs in NBA history. So like I'm torn between it because like I understand it. Like if you're a city like Utah, it's impossible to get big name free agents. Your only way of getting better is through the draft. The only way to get a top pick in the draft is to lose basketball games. It is tough. But on the other hand, I've been listening to a lot of people talk about this topic lately and talk about the paying customer. And I mean, like that's a big thing. Like you have, and Mark Cuban put out a tweet today.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I know he talked about.
yeah.
Um,
He was trying to
I
say
know,
like tanking's not the issue. It's the overall fan experience, and
yeah,
all of that. Like tanking's at the bottom of the issue. It's like they kind of
like
go together.
I get what he's saying. Like when you're at a game, like it a lot of time is more about the experience and the actual game. And he talked about he made a reference to like a mother getting like a family of three to come to the
Three
games
tickets.
after, and they're not thinking about tanking it; they're thinking about the experience. And that's completely fair. But I like to counter that.
Right.
I would say
That's one thing.
that's one thing, but also you talked about making pricing out fans. So you have this mother of three possibly who spends possibly her last couple of dollars on these tickets to take her babies to a game, and then their favorite player decides, well, the organization decides we're not going to play their favorite players because we're trying to tank. So now this mother just spent X amount of dollars that she could have used for whatever else to groceries, rent, whatever. She decided to take them to a game, and now their favorite players aren't playing. So like
Yeah,
that's just, and that sucks because you got people are hard working out here. You spending their hard earned money, and these organizations are not giving you what you're paying for.
yeah,
And like I said, I get it from an NBA business perspective on trying to improve your team, but like you said, I think the paying customer like should come first in that regard.
yeah. It's nothing like thinking about going to a game and you're like, I don't want to spend this money, and then so and so not play, right? Or I don't want to spend this money and this and that, and like that's
I bought
that is a
Laker tickets to
big
see LeBron, and last minute he's a scratch. Now it wasn't
yeah.
his fault. I mean, he was hurt, even though he did play the night before.
But
But you
that yeah,
decided to keep him out of that game. It is what it is. He had a
yeah.
legitimate
It's
like ankle sprain, but still, you spend that money to see a certain someone, and they don't play, and it sucks.
yeah. It would. It's gross. What would you do though?
Honestly, I would just get rid of lottery odds. Like
Yeah, that's what I would.
I
Yeah,
everybody, all the teams in the lottery would have the equal odds. It's not gonna fix tanking 100% because I don't. If a team decides like, look, we have no chance of winning a championship, let's just try to hit on draft picks. There's nothing you can do about that. Um, but I think if everyone has the same amount of odds, whether you had the worst record or the 10th worst record, I think it would stop teams because, like in Dallas' situation where they have the trade for Luka, they get AD back, Kyrie, they think they're still going to be a championship contender, have some injuries. Their pick is, I think it was like top 10 protected or something like that. So they decide to then lose games to try to get inside the top 10 so they can keep their picks since they already saw that they weren't going anywhere. I think you kind of deter some of those kind of like the pick protection. Same with the Sixers. With the injuries with Maxey and PG and Embiid, you decide to shut them down for the season, and in order to try to keep your top, I think it was top 8 protected. OKC had if it fell outside the top 8. So then we luck in thankfully and get to the top 3. I mean that could still happen, but I think it's less egregious because what we were doing towards the end of the season, I think it would be less egregious if the odds aren't in our favor. See, if you lose a certain amount of games, if you're at a certain, I think what the bottom 3 have like what a 25% chance of getting in the top 3, and then it's like 4-6 or 4-8 or something like that, and then 10-14. So I feel like if you change those odds, teams will be less likely to try to, really tank. Like you're never going to stop it altogether, but you know, if a
Yeah.
team says, well, what's the point of me being bottom five if I can try to make the playoffs or at least try to be competitive, and if we end up 11th in the East, I still have just as good a chance as the worst team in the league to get the number one pick.
Yeah, that sounds like the most plausible one to me, right? A lot of people talking about like a tournament or something. It's like I don't want to see the teams that are like terrible then try to compete to be the best of the worst to then
And
get
nobody's gonna care
the
about that.
yeah
These
like
players are not
I'm
gonna
not
care if
watching
you.
like and I'm not watching
I'm
it.
about to
I'm not
play.
watching.
I'm a point guard, and the number one pick is the best point guard
Right.
prospect in 10 years, and I'm about to play hard so you can get that pick and try to push me out.
Imagine, right? Like imagine that it's it's also just like a lot of the teams that end up tanking, like I mean, outside of the pick situations or injuries or whatever happen, like a lot of teams are like just bad teams, right? Like a lot of these teams that we see that kind of pick continuously, for the most part, were just not very good, right? I think a lot of people have been obviously the rumors, but they're talking about like Sam Presti's the one you know pushing
Which is
behind him, is
rich coming
tanking,
from him,
paying
by the way.
right, exactly, and it's like, well, you're the whole originator of this thing. You were the blueprint, right? Like we always talk about, it's a copycat league. Okay, so if I'm a team at the bottom and I'm the Jazz, like you said, I'm the small market team, whatever. I'm just gonna do the same thing you did and acquire assets, and eventually I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit, and then boom. Like
And
why
tanking
wouldn't
is not a player thing. Players
it's
don't
not?
tank. It's an
There's not.
organizational
It
thing.
is not. You're right.
That's
People.
why the Pacers and what was it, Utah were fine because you're sitting
You
players
sit.
that
Yeah. You
are
right
actively having a good game and
for
contributing
the whole
to
fourth quarter.
winning, and then you say no, you sit so we
Yeah.
could possibly lose this game.
Yeah. The NBA
That's
is not
just
one of those things. It's not. You don't really have people in the NBA that are just going out there not trying to win games. No player is just out there not trying to get. These people are real people. This is their job. They have
yeah.
lives.
But
Like
then also in the same breath, like tanking, like let's say in the Bucks case with Giannis, let's say you trade Giannis this summer, you blow up the team, you get draft picks, you trade all your vets. That's
there's no benefit to
that's
winning.
tanking. That's
Yeah.
tanking though. That's
Yeah.
tanking. There's nothing, but
Yeah.
there's nothing that's not preventable. A star player
That's
wants
fair.
out,
That's easy.
you
Right.
trade them, and now it's kind of like you got to start over. So it's like, okay, let's shed all the crazy salary that we have, the veterans that might want to be in a winning situation, and let's start over and try to build young. You're not intentionally throwing games, but in the same breath, you are intentionally throwing games
Because you're
because
not. Yeah. You're not
you're
gonna be as
stripping your
good as.
roster,
Yeah.
you're waiting on draft picks. You may not go out there and be like, hey, like let's try to lose games, but when you assemble a roster that's going to be at the bottom of the league, you can kind of if you're going to lose games a lot or not. And
Right.
you trade Giannis and strip your roster a bit. You're going to be at the bottom of the standings, and you're expecting hopefully to get a top pick out of it. You're not intentionally being like, hey, let's intentionally sit players and this and that. You just know you got a bad roster that's going to lose night in
Yeah.
and night out.
It's the nature of the business, right? Like, I mean, we see it across sports. I mean, football, like you can say teams aren't, like, obviously everybody's trying, but okay, if I'm the Cardinals and I lose my starting quarterback for the third season in a row and I'm already on the fence about him, and I can just, play another guy that is like, okay, this isn't the guy that's going to win us a Super Bowl here or get us to the playoffs, but it's going to get us through the season and get us to be in a position where we can hopefully draft the quarterback that we need. Like, we're gonna do that, right? Like, I mean, baseball's like all these things. I don't know. Like, I saw some things about people saying like just had a little like you lock in draft picks over a course of like 20, 30 years or whatever, and everybody has like a certain selection, and it's like I don't know. I don't
Too
see the point of
complicated.
that either, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
too much going on, and then like the worst teams are still gonna suck. Like, what if I get the first pick in the worst draft class, and I want to trade it and do whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, what when does that take precedent and all that? So, it just kind of is what it is. I mean, outside of like you know, we don't want to see Jaren Jackson and Laurie Markkinen pulled in the fourth quarter when they're the shining light for this. If I'm that Jazz fan and this is the one game I go to, I'm watching us get our head beat in. We make this trade for the future, and I get a chance to see it, and then you just like, oh, you go ahead and sit down, and coach, when were you at what point would you have put them back in the game? Oh, I wasn't. Like, okay, right? Like all right, like that's insane, right? Like
that kind of tanking is
that's
egregious.
insane, right?
That
That's
should be
insane.
abolished. But like I
That's
said, like
insane.
with the Bucks example, some tanking you just can't help. You
Right.
you get rid of the star players leave. You got no choice but to
You
start
have
over.
no
The roster
choice. You
just
have
is
no choice.
incapable of winning games. You will suck, but you know, um,
Let's also
and
factor in the salary
that's tanking
restrictions
for
and
you.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, if
so
I
many
if I have to
things.
trade star players, usually not going to get that many good players in return. Hey, I might as well strip it down a little bit more so we can try to get in better position for a better draft pick. I don't
Yeah,
love it, but like I said, I prefer that method of tanking over sitting star players intentionally, healthy scratches. That's a bigger slap in the face to like a paying customer than I
yeah,
think, making roster moves and constructing your roster in a way that you're going to lose 50 to 60 games versus like we have good players, but we're just going to sit them so we can lose a
right.
certain
Every
amount of
night
games. Like
I'm gonna
that,
come in and watch
that's
some
the part
street
that needs to be
clothes.
taken out the game.
Yeah, and the truth is, you gotta have bad teams to have good teams. So somebody's gotta be at the bottom, anyways. Like a lot of it is like the business side of it. I got if I'm the Wizards now, if AD and Trey are truly hurt, whatever. But if that's a part of their business plan and they actually hurt, and it's like, well, it does us no, we have a lot of young 18 to 23-year-olds that just got in the league playing together. We probably not gonna win anyways. Like, that's the truth. But I don't know. It's just weird. It's not really much you can do about it in a way, like you said. If it's blatant, it's out there. We watching the game and you know, Buddy just checks out. I mean, that's about as nasty as the as my boy Porter and pulling himself out for the gambling. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gross.
Yeah,
That's gross, and that takes. I read something that said that that's played a big part in the Adam Silver's decision to punish them. As well, I read that this morning. The gambling companies and things are like, hey, y'all messing up our operation over here. You got people that's not even playing, or we got Jaren Jackson up here, and y'all, my man's is tanking every night. Like players are gonna, how do they do their job, right? How do they set the market for the Jazz if the Jazz is like, hey, we don't care, but we might play him for 20 minutes, you might play him for 10, they might not play at all. Like kind of weird, but we'll see. I mean, shoot. Shout out to the college this year's college draft class for putting that pressure on these folks, man. They got the NBA in a frenzy. Everybody trying to get a piece, man. Sheesh.
I can understand
Sheesh.
if like Wimby was coming out.
You ain't feeling AJ DeBanza, man. Darren
I mean,
Peterson.
like, look, you got to tank to give yourself a chance. So, I mean, at the end of the
It's also
day,
just to that point though, Wimby coming out and then the Spurs end up with the never mind. I'm not
the
getting into
lottery
all of
is
that.
is unpredictable. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
that's
Real
what I'm saying. Give
unpredictable.
everyone equal odds.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. What are we thinking about post All Star break, man? You got any expectations? Anything you looking forward to coming out of this break Thursday night? The team that you said got my boy's number. You didn't say that, but you kind of said that. Pistons Knicks
They
coming
might.
out on that Thursday night. We got some a lot of playoff implications. More
Yeah,
James Harden and Donovan.
time for teams to lock in.
Hey, it's just put up or shut up time now for those teams that aren't tanking, right? Like the playing is thick. The East is getting interesting. The West, guys are on the mend. I
Okay.
think Shea will be back post All Star. Luca and Jokic. I was actually I gotta go back to the All Star game real quick. I was actually dead shocked when I saw Luca playing, and he ain't played the last like week
I'm
and a
not gonna
half,
lie.
2 weeks.
I
I
when I
bro,
saw
I
him,
looked
I
at
was like,
the
I was like, wait, is that? I was like, wait, is that Luca? Did he didn't play the last Lakers game, did he?
no. I
Like,
texted my boy so fast. I said, wasn't Luca just out for like a week and a half? He was like, yeah, he said he was always targeting around the All Star break. I'm like, so your first action is the All Star game? All right, Luca. All right,
that
but
is
yeah,
crazy. But I mean, I guess
yeah,
that's why he only played a couple minutes.
yeah, but yeah, you got some stars on the men, so it's about to get real interesting, man. Anything you looking forward to?
Um, Honestly, just some more competitive basketball. Like Ant talked about on after he won All Star Game MVP, he said, them averages, it don't matter if you get 40 for 10 straight, them averages ain't changing. Guys really ain't worried about the stats anymore. It's just about locking in, getting these wins. So it'll be some good basketball.
Yeah,
Seen a lot of the 40-20 rule going around of, Phil Jackson's, 40 wins before 20 losses. So the only teams in that mix are uh, OKC's already done it. You got Detroit, San Antonio, and I think there was one more team. It wasn't the Knicks, so don't worry.
it wasn't.
But
I
34 and
know it
19,
wasn't.
so I mean, if you go on like a 16 winning streak,
Hey, you
you'd be
might get
there.
there. Let me
Um,
see. I'm gonna pull it up for you.
that might have been it. It might have just been those four teams.
NBA
I think they said like
standings. Here we
17 of the
go.
last 18 champions.
Detroit. Yeah, Detroit's 40-13. Boston's 35-19. Knicks are 35-20. OKC 42-14. Spurs 38-16. Nuggets 35-20.
Okay,
Rockets
so yeah, it was
33 and
just those
20.
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they said like the last 17 of the last 18 champions uh have reached that 40-20 rule.
Hey, speaking of them Celtics, word on road is Jason Tatum.
I
Word
hope
on
he don't.
road is Jason Tatum is likely returning March 1st. They they flexed a game of theirs to national television on March
Versus my
1st
team,
versus the Sixers.
a team that he scored
Tatum has
50 on
been
in a game 7. I don't
Tatum
like
has
that,
been
man.
practicing with the G League
I really
team
hope he's
and
all I'm gonna say is I just really hope he's ready. That's all I'm gonna say.
dog.
I just hope he's
It was
ready.
and then they aired the
That's
little
all.
mini jump during the All-Star game. It would suck if he wasn't ready.
He's not D Rose, but
It would
I
suck
remember
if
when
he
D
wasn't
Rose was
ready.
coming back from injury. That felt like a
Oh yeah, that was
movie.
awesome. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Yeah, so we'll see about that. That's exciting. I mean,
I
Jalen
mean,
Brown,
they'll come out the East if he can hoop.
sit down. Let us get 1 year. You gonna force our hand? Then we gotta get Giannis. Because
Y'all
you
wasn't beating Boston or Detroit anyway.
you said that last. It's funny because y'all said the same stuff last year. Because of the same stuff was going on. We got swept and this, y'all not beating them, and then we
Nah,
beat all these teams.
JB
We
on
beat
that this
all
year.
these teams.
JB's on that
He
this year,
we just beat them.
and that's why he's gonna be on
Smoked
that.
them.
You got two teams like gunning for you because you smoked them last year,
And that's what's best. I think we
and y'all
need
don't look as
I
hungry as
like
last year.
no, that's why we need that. We'll be hungry. Don't worry about that.
I
I'm
need you to
excited.
already be hungry.
I mean, it's okay. You're gonna see. Would you just say numbers don't matter no more. It's wins. We coming out smacking Detroit in the mouth.
Okay.
First game. You beat us by 30, we beat you by 50.
Let's see.
Yeah, spicy, man. Spicy. I'm trying to see who gets this MVP though. Seriously, out of this
I
thing.
gotta
I
see who's
think I
played
was
enough games.
yeah, I was looking at the list and there's some people they close. Like Shea only got like I think less than 10 games left that he can miss. Obviously,
Oh,
Jokic probably got like I mean he should make it through. But I mean hey, anything happens. You sprain an ankle, that's a week. That's at least 4 games right there. So
if Shea plays enough games, he got it. If he can't get it, does Luca
he
as
close too.
Luca, Shea, Jokic, those three got the numbers for MVP. Will they have the games? Who knows? And then that next tier will probably be Cade and Jalen Brown. Brunson, maybe.
Probably in
That's
there
probably like,
somewhere.
yeah, you can put
Yeah,
Ant in
probably in
there.
there. I think he's
Yeah,
averaging close to 28. I mean, hey,
yeah,
I'll be
he's at
honest.
20. He's I think he's third in scoring this year. So he's
Yeah,
probably
so
in that like
he's
next tier. But I think if they meet the criteria, is Shea, Jokic, and Luca.
typical.
Yeah,
Very typical. Very typical. Um, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. OKC, they gotta do some fighting in the West. I think it's going. They got teams gunning for them. Obviously, like I said, Jokic, he played a couple games before All Star break. But he should be back in full swing as well. The East and if Tatum comes back, you already got the Cavs with James Harden and what they did before. Before the All Star break, rattling off two big wins. So it'll be interesting. The Knicks went on a little run. I mean, your guys, y'all not far out either. In all seriousness, so
don't include us, man.
are y'all not like the fourth or fifth best record in the East?
Six and it's nasty.
Damn, Raptors ahead of y'all.
Probably.
Oh, hold on, I got it. Dang. Oh, I mean it's a game and a half.
Bro, you've been
Detroit,
stinking it up.
Detroit, Boston, New York, Cleveland, Toronto, Philly, and then you got.
Stay at three.
You don't want that. Nah, you good. I'm gonna go ahead and get up to two. Two would be cool. Let y'all in Boston beat up on each other. We'll take y'all.
I'm
We'll take
tired of
whoever
losing.
gets out of
I'm
that
tired
one.
of losing to Boston,
We'll
man.
take whoever gets out of that one. We'll chill with. We'll play like the Magic. That's what y'all think we can't beat them anyway.
Who
We'll
said
take the
that?
Magic. I just say y'all. It's like people out there. You know. Yeah, we'll do that. But hey, that Hornets Pistons. We talked about it, man. We need to see that. It
Someone
might
on here
happen.
predicted the Hornets, could make a little play-in
Hey,
run.
the Bucks are only 2.5 games out of the play-in. If Giannis decides he wants to come back, they'll push into the play-in. Unfortunately, and then
I
that's
like
all
my
she wrote.
Hornets. I like my Hornets.
Out west, I think the West is already set. Ain't none of these
Yes,
other. Ain't
about
none of
said.
these other. The ten is set. The Grizzlies are not getting in. Dallas is not getting in, and then everybody else is not. So you got right now. They got OKC, San Antonio, Denver, Houston 4, LA 5, Minnesota 6. Minnesota and LA are tied. You got Phoenix 7, Golden State 8, Portland. Shout out to Portland, man. Look at them. Chauncey Billups and all that was going on. I thought they were just being trash again. 27-29. Then the obvious All Star. And then you got the Clippers. With that man Kawhi, who's still on the heater. So that'll be interesting. I don't foresee too much movement
That eight will probably stay that eight.
in that order. Yeah. Maybe not that same order, but yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be the
San
eight in the
Antonio.
playoffs.
What? Okay, all in Phoenix and Golden State.
Yeah.
In the play-in, it's what? 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9,
Seven plays eight for seven. Eight plays the winner at 9 and 10 for
of
eight.
9 and 10. I can't. I always let Kawhi get me. He always gets me to be like very optimistic about his ability to carry teams. And like he does it, but I need to know if Garland's gonna play. Is Garland's toe? If Garland got one good toe and one okay toe, and they gotta
Yeah, I don't
go
know.
play,
Yeah, I don't know.
they can rattle
Brook
off a few.
Lopez being their only center
That does suck.
kind of sucks too. Yeah.
John Collins better grow a couple inches overnight and be able to play the five. Need some good production. But hey, we'll see. That's gonna do it for this episode, man. The All Star break was what it was. First half of the NBA is officially closed, and we moving on to the second half. It's time for the nitty gritty. We got March Madness coming up soon. You got the NBA playoffs coming up soon. So it's all basketball all the time. Winter Olympics is about over, right? Y'all done watching that? If y'all did, baseball season's coming up too. But right now we in the NBA season and we in the college basketball season. So that's what you're gonna hear about on here,
Peak
mostly the
time of
NBA.
year.
Yeah, definitely great times. Always something on TV. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You don't got to compete with the Sunday football no more. You don't got to compete with the Saturday college on ESPN no more. You got the NBA on every TV channel provider possible. So make sure you get your subscriptions and watch the NBA. All right, but with that, We appreciate each and every one of y'all for always rocking with us, man. You can always find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Spreaker. Chat with us on Instagram. Chat with us on TikTok if you want to. You can tweet us if you feel like it, but y'all don't really do that no more. Y'all ain't really real Twitter heads like you used to be. But we gonna keep doing this either way. So that's season 4, episode 28. Keith Snell, 2 for 2. Guess what, man? We out.